all those, I think everybody is there who has been in Archangel meditation before. If not, we are just referring this book, The Wisdom of the Zodiac. And we have been studying for the past 3 weeks the constellation of Scorpio. So I'm not going and share everything because this recording you can go through. So the constellation of Scorpio, it gives an opportunity for each and every one of us so that we can master our nature. And when there was the story of Hercules that was shared by the author in terms of explaining the esoteric meaning and connecting the meaning to the constellation of Scorpio. And then there are nine vices, let's say, big time personality traits, the negative personality traits that most of the humanity or almost all of the humanity is going through. And we were understanding that how these three physical level problem, let's say the physical, the author was using the word hydra, like the snake with 9 heads. So we have been studying the 9 heads of hydra that we have as human beings. And during this month, it's an opportunity for us to use the energy of the constellation of Scorpio and purify our system. So I am just revising just the name so that we remember. So the three vices big time associated with the physical beats. There's one person who's saying, don't feel like opening my eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Just listen. That's good, bro. Anyways, what good is this stick looking at my face? So better to just keep your eyes closed and connect with the teachings. It's beautiful. So the three physical heads, or let's say the three big time personalities that we carry. The first one is the sex drive. The second is the physical comfort. The third is related to money. The three emotional heads that we have is fear, hatred, and ambition. And the three mental heads, it's pride, separatism, and cruelty. So we read all that in past 3 weeks. So I'm moving ahead. So the author is saying that with these 9 heads, the entire psychology of this monster is unveiled. So if we have these 9 heads, it's a kind of that we carry a shadow self in us, big time, who is like a monster, you know. So with these 9 heads, the entire psychology of this monster is unveiled. Like we are able to understand, oh yes, at times I am very much settled in my comfort zone. Oh, at times I am too much bothered with money. At times I'm very ambitious. At times there is so much of separatism, you know. So it is like with these 9 heads, the entire psychology at physical level, emotional level, mental level, we are able to understand. So if we really study about these 9 heads, we can make tremendous progress. So when we study about them, we can make tremendous progress while we are under the influence of the Scorpio full moon. So there was one person who was asking, so Kim, do you mean that the Scorpio full moon develops those 9 heads in us? No. The Scorpio full moon give us the opportunity to make progress, tremendous progress, specifically in these 9 aspects of us, physically, emotionally, mentally. So we can make use of the extra energies of the Scorpio constellation, and we can become conquerors on these vices and these negative traits. So the author is saying this is because the first requirement for conquering is to make the diagnosis. So why it is that when we are understanding, it is helping us to become better because the first requirement is to make the diagnosis. How we say, oh, this person is not changing. And if I'm asking this person, look what you're doing, the person is not able to see. Have you experienced that? Like if I say, okay, if I say, Manojji, you have a lot of anger issues. And he said, no, I have not, I don't have any anger. I'm just telling the truth. That's the fact. So it is like if as Kim I have to improve anything in me, I can only improve when I'm able to see that that vice is there or there is something that I need to make improvement for. Is that resonating with everyone? If I do not know, how will I become better? No. If you say, Kim, you're very egoistic. I said, no, I'm being so humble. Till the time I don't see that there is ego in me, till the time I don't see that I'm big headed, I cannot progress. So that's how the author is saying that just by knowing. So if we really study about these nine heads, and all of us who have been there in Archangel meditation, it must have helped us, at least to a certain degree, even if you have been listening and trying to understand during the session under the influence of Scorpio full moon. So, if we really study about these nine heads, we can make tremendous progress while we are under the influence of Scorpio full moon. We can become conquerors. This is because the first requirement for conquering is to make the diagnosis, to understand what is wrong. So, when I say, okay, it is there in me, okay, there's a lot of separatism in me, and then I can do something about it. So after we do that, after we make the diagnosis, after we understand what is wrong, after we do that, we can find the ways and means to change and uplift our nature. Correct? Yeah, unless it is acknowledged, changes cannot be made. So first I diagnose, okay, this exists. Then I understand, oh, that is how that is what it means. And when I understand and I acknowledge, then I will try and find ways and means to uplift our nature. We thus become conquering disciples. Who is a disciple? A disciple is that being, according to beautiful definition, according to Torcombe, is a person who is constantly trying to become a better person. So we thus become conquering disciples who are conquering over the lower nature. Author says, how will you know when you have slain the heads of the monster? It's like, how will you know if one of the head is not there? So he says, you have you will know you have cut off all nine heads when you take the third initiation of transfiguration. So it's like you will come to know that you have cut all the nine heads, all like the three physical, three emotional, three mental, uh, when you take the third initiation of transfiguration. Transfiguration means to transform into something that is more beautiful. These nine heads where we can look up and read the details. Oh, this is the book I'm referring is The Wisdom of the Zodiac. And the previous three recordings are there on YouTube. It's a Heal Yourself with Kim. You will see the entire playlist of Archangel Meditation Thursday session. So all the recordings are there. If you want to just go through the recordings, you can go through. So, how will you know when you have slain the heads of the monster? You will know you have cut off all the nine heads when you take the third initiation of transfiguration. This initiation is the first major step in raising yourself into divinity. And this raising oneself to divinity, this initiation, this was symbolized by Hercules when he had to kneel before he could defeat the Hydra monster. So, all those who were there on the part one of Scorpio Constellation, there was a story, right? So in that story, Hercules knelt down and then he raised the monster up. So the author is saying that this initiation, the major step in raising yourself into divinity, this was symbolized by Hercules when he had to kneel before he could defeat the Hydra monster. Like he had to kneel before he could defeat it. So after humbling himself as symbolized by kneeling, he was able to lift the Hydra. Symbolically, he raised his entire lower nature up into divine existence. So it is like the first step, if we really have to improve, that is humility. Because till the time I think I am somebody and I am the best, I cannot see. And also, if I am, let's say, able to see, but if I am not humble, if I do not have that in me to to lower myself down, my ego down, I cannot be in a position where the divine consciousness can flow through to help me come out of my challenges. So that's exactly what the author is saying. After humbling himself, as symbolized by kneeling, Hercules was able to lift the Hydra symbolically. So, symbolically, what it means, raising the Hydra, symbolically, he raised his entire lower nature up into divine existence. So, it is like humbling, kneeling, surrendering, and lifting one's lower nature into divine existence. In religious terms, the old man knelt and the new man became resurrected. So he's saying that in religious terms, in the religious text that we have, there is a reference of the old man knelt, like when the old man knelt, and then the new man become resurrected. As if the moment you kneel, you become humble, you surrender, you allow something much bigger than you to take care of you, and then you get up as a new person. Hercules knelt because by kneeling he could lift himself up and regenerate his nature. Also, in the kneeling position, he appeared to be smaller, which signifies that the new sublimated self was now larger than the old self. So, when in the kneeling the Hercules became smaller, it is also a symbol of that our lower nature is becoming smaller, the lower egoic self is becoming smaller, and the higher aspect is taking over. So, in the kneeling position, he appeared to be smaller, which signifies that the new sublimated self was now larger than the old self. Author says Christ gave the same advice to the disciples when he said, "The greatest one among you must be the servant of all." So, in the teachings of Christ, he gave the same advice to his disciples, which says that the greatest one among you must be the servant of all. We rise by kneeling, we conquer by surrendering, we gain by giving up. In the end, Hercules cut off the heads of Hydra and buried them under a rock. So the author is saying, notice that he did not destroy the heads after cutting them, he kept them safe. Cutting the heads off means to control all the negative tendencies of the physical, emotional, and mental bodies. By burying them under the rock, he preserved all the energy in the heads and gave this energy back to the divine self, the inner rock. So it is like once you're not removing a part of you, once you are controlling your lower nature, you are just kind of surrendering that lower self to the divine, so the divine qualities, the purities, the virtues, they can rise. So the author is saying cutting the heads off means to control all the negative tendencies of the physical, emotional, and mental bodies. And by burying them under the rock, Hercules preserved all the energy in the heads and gave this energy back to his divine self, the inner rock. That means that in our entire energy that was getting wasted with the vices, once we cut off, once we remove those vices, once we have control over our vices, the kind of inner strength, it is like the control or the victory over the lower self is kind of regenerating or strengthening our inner rock, our inner self. So the author says you can be a Hercules also. You can cut off the heads of all the fears you have, the fear that your boyfriend or girlfriend will leave you, the fear of losing money, and so on. How many heads will you need to cut off? When you cut off one, you find that 100 heads take the place of the one. Eventually, all 100 heads must be conquered by sublimating the entire lower nature symbolized by the Hydra. So, what does that mean that when you cut off one head, eventually, I mean, you will find that 100 heads take place of one. Uh, I think all of us who have been on the path of working on oneself, what all of us have experienced, all those who start purifying themselves, that the moment we have purified one aspect of us, then there is more clarity, more purity, and then we are able to see, oh my God, there is so much more there. As if the blindness is getting removed, when the clarity is coming in, I'm able to see better. So when I cut off one head, like one of the wise, And then I see, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, there's so much ugliness in me. Oh my God, there is so much of impurity in me. So that is how it is. So when you cut off one, you find that 100 heads take the place of the one. Eventually, all 100 heads must be conquered by sublimating the entire lower nature symbolized by the Hydra. This is the process of transfiguring the lower nature and raising it into the light of divinity. So, conquering your lower self and then raising up to higher divinity, higher principles of living, higher standards of living. So, the author says, you may ask, what is the difference between sublimating a drive and repressing it? And then he's explaining, we have drives, including those for self preservation and sex. Sublimation means to use the energy for a greater purpose. So it is like we have drives. We have drives for preserving ourselves. We have sexual drives. We have drive where we are very driven by, like ambition and the material world. So the author is saying sublimation means to use the energy that you have for a greater purpose. So for example, you need money to survive and to enjoy some things in life. This is fine as long as you do not become the slave of the money. So it is like there is money, you want to earn money, and you're earning money, and you're using it also to enjoy life. He's saying that is fine. You are constructively using the energy, and money is also energy. But then it is fine till the time you do not become the slave of the money. A lot of people we see, we are just so much after money that the health is at stake, relationship at stake, as if there is some kind of how to say it, obsession has taken place, that the person is just so money driven that not able to go to the family functions, not able to go to meet the, how to say it, the friends, not able to spend time with our own family, and then health, not even able to take care of the health. So that is exactly what the author is saying, that sublimation means to use the energy for a greater purpose. It is fine to earn money, it is fine to use it also to enjoy life, but it is fine only as long as you do not become the slave of the money. Then you live just to make more money. So if you become slave of money, we just live to make more money. There's nothing else that we look for. That is not enjoying life, right? So the author is saying when you use money for sole purposes, for hierarchical purposes, you really feel good about your money. How many times have we noticed when whatever resource we have, if we are able to uplift somebody else, it brings a lot of peace and joy. As if there is a different kind of high in giving. It's a different kind of joy when you did something, you shared something, and it has really impacted somebody in a very beautiful way, and the person is expressing that that you played such an important role. Oh. So when you use money for sole purposes, this is just an example. You can use anything for sole purposes, for hierarchical purposes. So when you use your resources for sole purposes, for hierarchical purposes, you really feel good about that resource. Author is saying money is energy, sex is energy, time is energy. Money, sex, and time can be used to create beauty, to create something higher. Now, all those who are not from the spiritual background, when we are talking about the sex energy, it is the energy that is considered to be a fuel for your entire system. You know, that center is there with the kind of energy it produces. It has the regeneration effect. So a person who has really wasted the sex energy, you will notice that as that person move ahead in life, there are more physical ailments, there are more psychological ailments, the healing capacity of the body reduces, there is very lack, I mean less of creativity, because the throat is the lower center, the lower creative center, I mean the higher creative center, and the sacral center is the lower creative center. So when we, like right now when I am being creative in my expression, It is being fueled by the sacral center. So every time when you do anything creative, your sacral energy, the sexual energy, automatically gets transmuted. It is being used for a higher purpose. So let's say when you're doing anything creative, for example, when you're cooking food and you're very creative with the recipes, if you are if you're dancing, if you are teaching, even in the job, whatever field you are, when you are being able to think out of the box or being very creative in finding solution, without knowing, it is the sexual transmutation, that the sacral energy is not just getting congested and creating imbalance, but it is getting regulated to the upper centers, and you're able to become more creative, more successful. So the author is saying that time is energy, money is energy, sex is energy, and money, sex, and time can be used to create beauty, to create something higher. We must learn at the Scorpio full moon to conquer our nature, to strive, and eventually be victorious. During this month, the author is asking, during this month, can you take one head of the Hydra and conquer it? So, no need to just become so overwhelmed. Pick one. Pick one and try to conquer it. Try to conquer it by your inner strength. So during this month, can you take one head of the Hydra and conquer it? If you can, you will see that the energy is increasing in you. So every time you conquer one or the other lower nature of you, there is a different surge of energy that we feel. Conquer one head, one vice, that one improvement in one vice actually helps us to conquer other vices much comparatively easily. Okay. So it is like initially one vice is taken care of, and then I noticed it is the other vice to take care of becomes easier, and then the other one becomes even easier. So by conquering one head, you become stronger and better able to cut off the other heads. The energy of the victory grows in you as you conquer one head after the another. So as you keep on becoming a better person with every victory over your lower nature, uh, that victory energy goes in you, and you conquer one head after the another. As if the light aspect in you, the love aspect in you, the willpower aspect in you, when it's become in flow, I'm becoming better, I'm becoming better, then all those things where it required a lot of effort to improve, you are improving very fast. I have also noticed that once I'm in the flow, many a times just the awareness of the wise dissolves it. That purified energy is so much more, that will aspect has become so much more, the light aspect, the clarity to understand, and then the compassion aspect, where I'm not going in a guilt or cribbing mode, unforgiving mode, that once I'm already on the path, uh once I'm aware, oh god, that's my voice, and as if just knowing that is dissolving major part of it. It's beautiful, really, it's beautiful. Just 1 second. Sudha, are you raising for the question or for Om Mani Padme Hum? Do you have a question or something to share? Okay. So how it is that the energy of victory goes in you as you conquer one head after another. And the author says this story of Hercules symbolizes a great and beautiful teaching. The Christ within you, your divine fire, must eventually conquer the entire world. So this entire story of Hercules, it symbolizes the beautiful teaching that the Christ consciousness, who has in a human form, that consciousness can really bring such magical uh, expressions of a being. So the story of Hercules symbolizes a great and beautiful teaching that the Christ is within you, your divine fire So Christ and divine fire must eventually conquer the entire world. And with that, we complete the Scorpio constellation. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Over to Om Mani Padme Home team. Uh, if the team member is there, can you just give me a message so that I can share the host details. And for all of you, I just want to say that the Triangles team conducts Twin Hearts meditation every day at 11 a.m. So all those who seek a group where you want to regularly be a part of a meditation that purifies, helps you in your healing journey, you can join 11 a.m. Twin Hearts meditation group through Triangles. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.